Danny Damien, resident. I provided copies to each one of you guys because I don't want to be accused of lying or fabricating any information. Some of the questions that I have and what you guys have in front of you are some paid invoices and copies of checks paid to AAE Incorporated, also known as Advanced Applied Engineering, DBA Infrastructure Engineers. A couple of questions that I have here. You have an interim building official who you guys are paying $13,980 a month to do the work that you guys could actually hire someone to do it for staff. Not only are you guys paying an interim building official at the tune of $120 an hour, you guys are making these payments out to actually Advanced Applied Engineering. So the building official here is Robert McCollum. We don't know what he's actually getting paid because that's being paid by that corporation. On top of that, you guys are paying this corporation 65%, 65% of your revenue from all building permits. I mean, that alone is just ridiculous. How would you give away 65% of your profits to another corporation, which you're already paying almost $14,000 a month to have an interim building official there? On top of that, you guys are paying a general on-call fee, and you guys are paying someone to go out and inspect whatever work that they went and inspected. For instance, on here, you guys have an invoice for the general on-call, which is to a Ken Putnam for 4.5 hours at $129 an hour, and a Darla Lakamoski at 1 hour at $69 an hour. I mean, if you guys want to help our community, there's a lot of people that are qualified to do these jobs that you guys can hire as full-time employees and receive full benefits. I mean, as a business owner, I mean, this is just the beginning of what you guys are paying. You guys are paying for bus shelters, banner. You guys are also paying for what is this? Sorry, I gotta go through all these invoices. It's the school back to school routes, engineering services. Another one that you guys are paying is scheduling of projects for the community development director or department. Is staff capable of scheduling the projects instead of paying $2,158 to this corporation to schedule projects for the community development director? I'm pretty sure you can hire someone as a clerical staff, maybe paying them $15 an hour to schedule these projects. What you guys are doing here is you guys are giving away the city's revenue, which is our tax money, to this corporation, and this should be investigated. This is no joke. This is really bad.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, we'll allow it.
Good evening, Council. My name is Greg Tuttle. I'm a business owner over in Baldwin Park. I'm a political activist. I don't know if you've heard of me through trying to straighten out Baldwin Park. We have a severe problem over there of a certain contractor that you have over here that's milking your city, Sid Masavi, AAE. I thought I'd bring to light tonight some of the things that maybe you're not aware of, but on that I did a public request from your city, and I acquired all the canceled checks from 9 of 2015 to 7 of 2016. You've paid this man's company $297,660.92. This guy, and I can guarantee you, because we're going through it right now over in the city of Baldwin Park, trying to get the invoices to match what he's been charging for. And the problem is, there is no evidence of what he did. And I think you people, if you check into this, will find the same thing. He has a guy named Ricardo Pacheco, who's a council member over in Baldwin Park, does capital improvements over here with your streets, with Gentry Brothers Paving, and Sid works with him quite closely. They work closely over in Baldwin Park, and Sid Masabi had a run over there which has been stopped. They're holding off on all contracts. Oh, I'm sorry, my timer kept going off. I'm sorry, I sat there and had a timer. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, I couldn't figure it out either. So anyway, we've done a very extensive investigation on this man. We're going to all the cities, Maywood, Montebello, and a few of the other cities that he's involved in. But as you guys are going to clean this up, which I've seen in the newspaper and you're saying you're going to do, and these contractors, these consultants, they need to be put on a leash, and you need to have staff. Look at these people. I noticed in your thing here, he doesn't even get 30-day billing. He gets his money right away. There isn't a company that you work for with a city or any big organization that you don't at least wait 30 or 60 days for bills. This man gets paid right on the spot, which means his bills are presented before they're even due. And that means your staff is signing on stuff that they aren't going over and thoroughly inspecting and making sure that they get what they paid for. And these invoices should have all this. We don't have any paperwork over in Baldwin Park of what he actually did. So, and I'm sure you don't either. And when you have a council member from Ricardo Pacheco, which we've got a lot of corruption on him, over here working with this Sid Masabi, with the paving, with your capital improvements, this is a slush fund. Capital improvements are a slush fund. And the reason that they are is it's free money to go over there. They know exactly how much money they can pull out of those accounts. Now we go into the council over in Baldwin Park spent $52,000 of attorney fees to try to shut me up with a TRO. 3 council people. They had no evidence. The judge threw it out immediately. And this is the kind of things that's going on in Baldwin Park. I don't want to see this, this over here. I think you guys are trying to get started back on again, but you need to understand who the good people are and the bad people. This is why we're over here tonight, to kind of expose to you what we've learned with this company and what you need to keep your eyes open for. Because all the facts, when I come in here, I have them here. You want them copied, you want anything done, I have them here for copy. I don't come in here and exaggerate things. I come in here with proof and facts. And I think that your city needs to look into this. And this man is the most paid. I could not believe the invoicing on these things. And you need to really, really check these things out good. Because otherwise, you're going to have you're around 20,000 people. Baldwin Park doesn't even spend what you guys have spent. And we're 80-some thousand people. So this engineering and all this stuff that goes on is creative. You can't have that much work here for him to do. So it has to be creative. So it needs to be oversight. Is that for me to go? Oh. All learn your system. Thank you.
Yeah, sir, if you don't mind, if you can leave that for we can get copies, I'd appreciate that.
But I can get them back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Tuttle, can I ask a question? Is that information that we gave you, Mr. Tuttle?
Yes.
So the city gave you that information.
Yes.
Our city
So-
media.
Can the city clerk supply us with the information that you gave Mr. Tuttle?
Yeah, she should have it on her email because she emailed me all the.
I don't have any information that Mr. Tuttle even asked for information request. I don't think that ever came to us.
Yeah, I sent in a public request form and everything else.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your information. Appreciate
Ms.
that.
Vice Mayor, one more question. And the company that you said that Mr. Pacheco works for is?
He has his own consulting company. He's working for AAE, Sid Masabi.
No, but I mean,
Oh,
you said
Gentry Paving, Gentry Brothers Paving.
So what does he do for that company?
Consulting. He went and got him a contract over in Baldwin Park till we figured out the connections. Is that?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, good evening. My name is Danny Damian. I'm a resident and business owner, also in the city of Baldwin Park. As Mr. Tuttle has brought up to you guys, we're battling our own corruption over there in the city of Baldwin Park. Some of the companies that we're actually questioning invoices on are infrastructures engineers, also known as Advanced Applied Engineering, or AAE Incorporated. Now, I have an invoice that I provided to you guys that was paid to infrastructures engineer dated 29th of February 2016. On this invoice, as you can see, there's red marks on this. On the description for this invoice, it states, and I'm going to repeat it, I'm going to read it line by line. CIP, which is Capital Improvement Project Engineer, finalized contract documents and delivered to Gentry Brothers from February 1st and February 4th. Meet with Ricardo Pacheco to discuss CM work plan, February 3rd through February 10th. My question to you as a city council, I'm almost sure if you guys are paying $300,000 within the last 7 months or 9 months to this company, you guys are aware who you guys are making these payments to. So Infrastructure's engineer over in Baldwin Park, they are keeping 65% of all of our planning permits. That's not the 100% that they're keeping from all rushed permits. Not only are they keeping 100% of our revenue on these rushed permits, these permits are doubled in fees. So for example, someone goes from the building and requests a building permit and it's going to cost them $20,000. If they request this permit to be a rush permit, now it's going to cost them $40,000, and Infrastructure's engineering, or all these companies that are the same, owned by the same owner, Sid Masabi, they are keeping the $40,000, 100%. How does that make sense? It makes no sense. Your city is paying this company 75% of all building permits. You guys have a population of about 20,000 residents. We have a population of approximately 80,000 residents. How is it possible that you as a council are giving up 75% of your profits to this corporation? From a business standpoint, that is ridiculous. People would be fired if they were working for my corporation. I'm telling you, this is abuse of taxpayer money. We don't work so that you guys can decide how you guys spend our money. You for the residents of Amani, and me for the over here in Baldwin Park. I mean, are you guys aware that Ricardo Pacheco is a council member for the city of Baldwin Park? Because on his 700 forms, he does not specify that he works for either Gentry Brothers Incorporated or Infrastructure's Engineers, Advanced Applied Engineering, or AAE Incorporated. It is his job to disclose and abstain himself from voting on these contracts. Not only is he not voting for these contracts, he's pushing these contracts through, fighting with the rest of the council to make sure that these contracts get approved. So either he's a consultant for AAE or a consultant for Gentry Brothers Incorporated. Either way, it's wrong. You guys know this, and I'm assuming since you guys are still here after the problems that you guys have had, I'm assuming you guys are clean, I hope. If not, then further investigation needs to be done. But you know, it's sad that our neighboring cities are going through the same level of corruption that we're going over in Baldwin Park. And we just can't get anyone to investigate this. You guys have an invoice. This is proof that it shows that our council member, Ricardo Pacheco, is involved in the city of South El Monte, who is known to have had corruption and is affiliated with Gentry Brothers Incorporated as well as AAE Incorporated. This is a conflict of interest that needs to be addressed. So I'm hoping that you as a council will make the right decision, because our council, we're deadlocked at a 3-2 vote. It don't matter what Pacheco decides to want to bring to the agenda, it's going to pass. Because the mayor, along with Garcia, they're going to vote for it. So I'm hoping that you guys can help us to stop the corruption in Baldwin Park and don't allow it to continue here in South El Monte. I'm asking for you guys to please look into this, because you guys have the proof, and it specifies Ricardo Pacheco. I'm almost sure 100% that that's him. I know there's different people with the same name, but it's too much of a coincidence. So if you guys can please look into this and figure out who you guys are giving this taxpayer money to. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Information. It's not something that we didn't know regarding Mr. Pacheco, but the fact is that in which I have had a discussion with the assistant city manager regarding if there was any scope of work where Mr. Pacheco oversaw AAE or vice versa. We got a big problem here, big problem. And I thank you very much for coming out and disclosing that, because it's not something that I didn't know. I knew Mr. Pacheco was in the city, I just didn't know at what extent. But if we have either one of them overseeing each other's work, not only does the contracts, if we use state or federal money, have a problem, now Mr. Pacheco has a problem in the city of Baldwin Park. So thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, gentlemen. Really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Here is the proof that Baldwin Park Council member Ricardo Pacheco is corrupt. Ricardo Pacheco cannot in any way, shape, or form be affiliated or have an affiliation with AAE Incorporated, Advanced Applied Engineering, Infrastructure Engineers, Sin Masavi, or Gentry Brothers Incorporated, and not have this disclosed on his 700 forms. He never abstained from voting on these contracts. On January 20th, 2016, the City of Baldwin Park awarded a city contract in the amount of $1,505,860 to Gentry Brothers Incorporated. And in South El Monte, the invoice from Infrastructure Engineers to the City of South El Monte shows in description Ricardo Pacheco with Gentry Brothers as of February of 2016. Ricardo Pacheco voted to give Gentry Brothers the contract in Baldwin Park and is affiliated with them in South El Monte. Mayor Manuel Lozano and Monica Garcia are just as guilty for voting with Ricardo Pacheco on these contracts because they know these contracts are illegal and corrupt. We must stop corruption in Baldwin Park and have this investigated now.